Girl, how did you find out? Triggered. Like, if you've got to hide it, it's wrong. Certain things we just don't need to be doing. Welcome back to another episode of Mek Sense with Melzy, where we make sense of the world we live in through real culture conversations. Let's face it, who really has it all figured out? Because I certainly don't, and this is why we need to make sense together. So it's a solo podcast today. You know, I love a good solo podcast. Me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. It's all I got in the end. That's what I found out. Yeah, me, myself, and I love my little one-on-one podcast because obviously I get to probably share more of my opinions. I get to talk more about my personal stuff. And it's just always good to just be a chatty patty on my own. Do you know what I mean? So today we're going to be doing your secret confessions. Bum, bum, bum. These are my confessions. So on my side. Got one on the way. These are my confessions. Instead I'm wrong, but I don't know what to do. I guess I gotta keep on doing my confessions. If I gotta tell it, then I gotta tell it all. Okay, I don't think that was the right note, but yeah. You get the gist. So we've actually heard from our audience members. We've got new dilemmas, new confessions. If you want your dilemma or your confessions or your situation that does not make sense, please send us an email at podcast@melzy.com because we want to be doing more episodes just like this to help our beautiful audience. So let's go in with our first confession. Oh, where do we start? I'm so sick of my job, but don't know what to do next. I feel stuck. Wow. Triggered. So being stuck in a job is really depressing, especially if you don't like it, especially if you're not that interested in it, if it's not giving you life, if it's not giving you purpose. I'll be honest with you guys. I'll probably last in the job 12 to 2 years. 12 months to 2 years. I will last in a job. Yeah. When it gets to the 2-year mark, if I kind of feel like I'm not being pushed or I feel like I don't feel appreciated or valued, I'll normally jump ship. Now, obviously, like my parents are quite old school. And like my dad, he's been in a job for like 20 odd years. The thought of being in a job for that long makes me feel sick. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. So I feel like that older generation really stayed in jobs a little bit longer than us newbies. But my thing is go where you're celebrated, appreciated. And, you know, that's really, really important. If you're in a job, you feel stuck, you're not happy with it, you're not moving forward, you're not doing the things that you want to do, then all it's going to do is make you unhappy. You have to think of a job, yeah? It's 40 hours a week. So you're spending the majority of your time in this place with Sally, the Karens, the Bobs, the Shaniquas, people that you might not even talk to on a normal day-to-day life. It's a lot. Like, thank God for hybrid working and working from home, because I can tell you this for free, guys. I could not go to a job 5 days a week. None. I couldn't do it. Like, I need those 2 days working from home. I need that bit of respite so I don't have to entertain Shazza, who wants to tell me about her husband's love life. Like, we don't want to be doing any of that. So 40 hours a week you're going to be spending there. So you have to start looking for new things. Now, you've mentioned that you feel stuck, okay? If it's stuck, then it's up. Stuck, then it's up. I don't even think that's a song. You know how I break out into song, guys. Like, please bear with me. If you feel stuck, it's always good to start again. I feel like when you feel stuck, when you feel stagnant, a shift's about to happen. Whether that's setting up your own business, whether that's doing a new role, whether that's completely changing career altogether. That is really completely your choice. But when you feel stuck, it's a time for change. Change is always positive. I've never known change to be not a positive thing in the end. So what I normally do if I'm really like stuck in a job, I'll spend a bit of time writing down on a piece of paper what all of my skills are, what are my attributes, what can I bring to the table. I'll put that down in one column. In the next column, I'll write down things that I want to do, things that I enjoy, things that make me happy. I put that down in another column. Then I'll put down things that I have to do, maybe like pay bills, have to earn a certain amount of money, I need a job with perks. I put that in the third column. What this does is it enables you to really think about what skills have I got, what qualifications do I hold, but also where do I want to transition into next. If it's not written, it's not clear. What is that Bible quote? I'm sure there's a quote in the Bible. I think I've got it here. Write down the vision. Write it clearly on clay tablets so whoever reads it can run to tell others. It is not yet time for the message to come true, but that time is coming soon. The message will come true. It says in the Bible, write it down, make it clear, create a vision board. Like I'm really into like vision boards. I actually haven't done a vision board this year actually, but when I did do a vision board, I had a specific car on the vision board, had certain people on the vision board, and there was one girl that was like one of my body goals, which is like India Loves. She was on my vision board. That same year I met her. I was in her dressing room talking girls talk. And that was mad to me that she was on my vision board and I met her. That was just nuts. The car that was on my vision board, I now have that car. The podcast that was on my vision board, I now have the podcast. Write it down, make it clear. Like plans is all about, it is about action, but it's also about the vision. What was the vision given to you? And you know what? Like, genuinely, I feel like everybody needs to find their purpose. So if you're in a job and that's not your purpose, move on, but do it strategically. Don't just leave and be broke. Like, no one's got time for that. Like, you can't even survive on benefits these days. Do you get what I mean? Like, times are really, really hard. So make sure you transition it well, figure it out, but don't feel stuck. You're just going through a transition and you're going through change, which is always beautiful. So thanks very much for that confession. Okay, next confession. Let's go. Let's get a bit of a juicy one. Ooh, I'm dating my ex's best friend. We've been together for 6 months, but no one knows. Sis, certain things we just don't need to be doing, like sleeping with our exes, friends' exes, you know, dealing with friends. Like, it's just techie. It's really techie. I think my personal opinion is like, I would never, ever, ever dream about dating any of my friends' exes. I would never. It would never cross my mind. I don't look at any of their husbands or boyfriends in that way. It's just not something that would ever come across my mind. And I'm one of those people where it's like, you know, what goes around comes around. Like, karma will come back around and slap you in the face. And I always think to myself, okay, what if my friend slept with my ex or was with my ex? I wouldn't be completely mad about it, but she would not be my friend, right? Like, why would you want to taste my juices from my ex? Like, why are we doing that? Like, it just seems to me a bit deceitful. Like, if you've got to hide it, it's wrong. If you've not told anybody, it's wrong. Like, anything that you have to hide, you probably shouldn't be doing in the first place, because you've clearly said no one knows for the last 6 months. So you're quaying now. You didn't want to tell your best friend that you're dating her ex. You didn't want to tell, you know, the family or anything like that. And I do understand, like, you've got to put yourself first. You've got to do what's best for you. I get all of that 100% completely. But your best friend? Girl, there's 1 billion men in the world. I mean, I can't really find them. They're not really that close to me, but there's 1 billion men in the world. Why would you choose your friend's ex? Like, that's nuts to me. I personally don't respect that kind of stuff. That's just my personal opinion. I know everyone has their differences, but that don't make no sense, sis. That don't make no sense. But I don't even know what to suggest, because you've already kind of like digged yourself a hole. You've already, you know it's wrong. But you do need to go tell your best friend. You need to have a conversation with her about it. She's going to be mad at you that you've been doing this behind her back for 6 months, especially when she was the friend that probably told you about the ex in the first place. It just gets all techie. You need to tell her, but you need to be prepared that you might lose your best friend. And you know what? Men will come and go, but friends are forever, or for a season. But most of the time, friends are forever, or for a season. So yeah, not sure what to suggest there for you, sister girl. Okay, let's go with the next one. The guy I'm seeing says he wants to be with me, but not following it with actions. Ladies. See, us women, sometimes we fall into this trap of seeing the best in people. It's a natural, nurturing type thing until you've been hurt and you just hard as knocks. Now, a lot of us kind of like want to see the good in people. We get really excited when we start dating someone. Like, I do this as well. Like, I'll start dating someone and I've been on 2 dates and I'm already on the phone to my friends like, oh my gosh, I really like this guy. I feel like it's going somewhere. No. You're not going to know whether something's going anywhere until a couple of months down the line. It takes people a good couple of months to show their real colours. And even some people get into relationships, get married after a year, and then 2-3 years, the man changes. So you got to be on your P's and Q's, babe. You got to be on your P's and Q's. You have to trust a person's actions. Do they have integrity? Are they honest? Are they a man of their word? These are the questions that you need to be asking. And if his actions are not matching with his words, that means he's chatting shit. And guys, I don't know what it is about guys, but I feel like they must have some kind of course at college or on the playground or at a job. I don't know. They must have a course on how to bamboozle girls, because we all get bamboozled at some stage in our lives. But it's because we're trusting what somebody's saying and we're not hearing the actions. Like, what's the actions behind that, you know? And it's important to be open about that. Like, if someone's not doing the things that you want them to do in a relationship, you need to be open to talk about that. You need to be open to, you know, stand your corner, stand your ground, stand on motherfucking business. Because we're not dating just to date, you know. We should be out here dating to marry, dating for long term. So we ain't really got that much time to spend. So it's really important to ask those questions and find out exactly what this guy wants, what is his intentions, you know, and you can do this in the most respectful, polite way. You've not got to be disrespectful about it. And just see what comes back. But if his actions are still not matching after that conversation, he might not change. I feel like sometimes as women, and I've done this before, where we want to get into a relationship just to say that we're in a relationship, knowing full well this man ain't bringing a dime to the table. He ain't even bringing a leg. He's not paying for dates. He's not helping out with bits and bobs. Like, you're making all of the effort. Like, that's all dead. That's all dead. No one's got time for that. Nobody. So don't be in a relationship just to say, I'm in a relationship. If you're unhappy, you're unhappy. That ain't going to change unless that person changes and you're able to communicate together. Another option could be couples counselling. If they're interested, having a third party always helps to hold someone accountable. Not that kind of third party. Not like an extra woman. We're talking about like a third party. Like maybe like a counsellor, a marriage counsellor, maybe a relationship coach. You know, I feel like sometimes we always want to try and figure out things for ourselves, and we'll go to a personal trainer for the gym. We'll go to the doctor to get medication. We'll trust the bus driver to drive us to our destination. Why are we not trusting relationship coaches and marriage counsellors to help us with our relationships? Like, these are people that are experienced in that area. that have seen loads of relationships over a period of time. So it's really good sometimes to just sit down and talk to someone so that you've got that open communication. You can both get off what you need off the chest. And also it gives your man puts your man on his toes. Like, he has to be held accountable. He has to talk. He has to open up. Like, he has to really express himself in order for it to move forward. You could speak to a family member. I wouldn't really recommend the mothers because a lot of the times I find that the mothers know their sons are dog shit, but will never hold them accountable, hence why the behaviour's allowed to continue. Because as far as I'm concerned, if I've got a son and I hear he's disrespecting women, or he's not being truthful, or he's not showing integrity, that doesn't fall in line with my family morals and values. So I would be responsible as a mother to hold him accountable. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to be in a relationship and you want to do loads of things with different girls, that's fine. Go and be single. But don't be in a relationship and then do all of that. It's all long. It's all long. So sit down, have the conversation. If the actions don't improve, gotta move on. Gotta keep it moving. I don't even know what song that is. Okay. Ooh, juicy, juicy. My husband had an affair with a work colleague. He doesn't know that I know, and I don't want to say anything in case he leaves me and our children. The affair has ended, but I worry I'm not enough for him. Girl, how did you find out? First of all, that's what I need to know. How did you find out? Because whatever tips you've used, I need to know what that looks like. And also, like, what made you not want to say anything? Like, I'd really, really struggle to keep something like that to myself. Or I'd probably, like, maybe try and catch them in the act. I feel so bad for you. This is like a really, really sad, unfortunate situation, especially when you invest so much time into a marriage, into your husband, and to find out that he's cheating with his work wife. It's just kind of like, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like, I'm not going to lie, I'll be getting him to apply for a new job. First of all, you're not going to work there anymore. But depending on what kind of job it is, that's not always possible. Obviously, there's children involved, and I always find when there's children involved, sometimes it's difficult for women to probably put their happiness first. Because having both parents in the household, we all know that is the winning ticket, especially if it's not toxic, might I add. If it's toxic, both parents, it's still going to be shit. But yeah, what I'm talking about is two good parents in a household. It's what we want for the community. It's what we want for society. I feel like society has really pushed this individual thinking, be on your own, be independent. It's hard. Like, I always think to myself, like, I can't wait to the day till I actually find someone that's worth marrying, that we can actually do life together, because you're not always up. Sometimes you need someone to be there and help you in times of need. Sometimes you need someone to rub your ego. Sometimes you need someone to rub your ass. You know what I mean? Like, we've all got needs. And I'm sure I read something on social media that people who are single die earlier. I don't know how true this is, guys, but this is just a random quote that I saw. But having love, having hugs, having affection, having the right relationship can really change your whole life around. Having the wrong relationship can also change your whole life around. Now, I am not a relationship expert, guys. Like, I'm in the dating pool right now, and it is ghetto as fuck. Like, so ghetto. I literally feel like I'm in the trenches begging for bare minimum, because the standards of dating has completely changed to how it was back in the day. Like, back in the day, guys would court you, guys would bring flowers, guys would do dates, guys will go above and beyond to make you feel special. Whereas I feel like nowadays, guys have just become really lazy. I feel like guys are more in their feminine energy and girls are more in their masculine energy. And I feel for a lot of us being in our masculine energy, It's because we have to. Like, we've got bills to pay, we've got things to do, we're firefighting every 5 minutes. If the mortgage payment doesn't need to be paid, we need to fix something on the car. If the car doesn't need to be fixed, we've got to sort out the kids. And when you are doing this all by yourself, that shit is stressful. Like, I've got friends that are in happy homes with both parents, and I've got friends that are single mothers, and it's not easy. It's not easy. And I say this to say this. We do need each other. Like, men and women, genuinely, we do need each other. I don't care what anybody says. It's just about finding the right person that's compatible for you and compatible for your situation. Obviously, because you've got the children involved, have a conversation with him about it. You know, ask him, why did he cheat? What happened? Like, was it me? Was it the relationship? Are you not happy? Because if that's something that you're not willing to tolerate, then you're going to have to put your foot down. Or you're going to have to expect Karen to be cheating with your man. So you've got some big decisions to make there. But I wouldn't really blame yourself, because a lot of the times when guys cheat, it's never the woman that's the problem. We're not going to do that. We're not going to make it out like we're the problem. No, it's them. It's them lacking discipline when it comes to their weenie. That's all it is. They lack discipline when it comes to their weenie. And I get a man can impregnate many women all at once, and they're designed this way, and yada, 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 and ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. But if you really want to go and have sex outside of the relationship, be man enough to have the conversation. If you don't want to be man enough to have the conversation, is it that deep? Or is there something else? Get to the root of the problem, because nobody wants to break up a happy home, and you do have to master forgiveness in relationships too. But if he's a serial cheater and he's consistently cheating, girl, exit that way, or that way. Okay? Right, let's go for one last one. Oh, which one do I choose? I'm getting sober and attending my first AA meeting next week. Well, first and foremost, admitting that you have a drug or alcohol problem is the first steps to success. Sometimes not being honest with yourself blocks your growth drastically. So the fact that you even sent this as a confession, I'm so proud of you. I'm also proud of you, the fact that you've taken the next step to seeking advice and support. That's really, really difficult, really, really challenging to look at yourself and think you've got a problem and what are you going to do to solve it? Really, really congratulations on that. I would stay in it. Stay in your AA meetings. I would also tell some family and friends about it. Purely because the right family members and the right friends will encourage you, will support you, may even attend some of the meetings with you, holding you accountable. You know, one thing that I love about my friends is they hold me accountable. If I call my friends and be like, right, I'm going gym 5 days this week, they will hold me accountable for that. And that feels good to know that I've got people around me that's going to make sure I fulfill my goals and aspirations. So definitely get your support network, because this is not going to be easy. It ain't going to be easy. A lot of people don't get over drug and alcohol abuse. They don't get over it. Sometimes they backslide. They go back to their old ways. It's not easy. So get your support network together while you're on this journey, because you're definitely not on your own. And I'm sure your family and friends will want to see equally the best version of yourself. So I've got a bit of a confession. I've just recently bought a new car. Love her. She's called Lady London. She's an absolute beauty. Car that was on my vision board. So I've gone from manual to automatic. Whoa. Whoa. This is life-changing. Like, life-changing. 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 Well, there is a button on there that says MS. I don't know what that button means. And I tried it and nothing really happened. So, and I feel a bit embarrassed because I don't really want to put it out there. And then also, like, the back of my car doesn't have a window wiper. Like, how am I supposed to see in the rain? Like, That doesn't even make sense. So when it's raining, the whole of my back window, I can't see anything out there. Like, who did this? Who invented this? Who decided not to put windscreen wipers at the back of a vehicle? Whoever did this silly idea, very, 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 really, 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 really silly idea. Like, we need to do better. But I don't want to tell anybody because it's going to make it out like I'm not used to new cars, which I'm not. But I am now. We're driving a new coupe. We're driving a new coupe. See me rolling, rolling in my coupe. So yeah, that's my secret confessions. Thank you so much for joining another episode of Mek Sense with Melzy. If you are keen to send in your dilemmas, if you want us to make sense of your situation or send in your secret confessions, you can do that by sliding in the DMs, Mek Sense with Melzy on our Instagram, or you can send us an email, podcast@melzyj.com. See you soon. Bye.